Have you ever watched a horse standing completely still in a snowy pasture on a freezing winter morning and wondered, how are they not freezing? We humans, wrapped in insulated boots and layered socks, feel our toes go numb within minutes. Yet horses, bare-legged, uncovered, unprotected, remain completely serene. But here's what most people don't know. Horses have a hidden heating system in their legs that's so brilliant, it'll completely change how you think about winter horse care. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why your horse might not need that expensive blanket you just bought. So let's start with the biggest misconception about horses in winter. Most horse owners assume that if they're cold, their horse must be cold too. But that's completely wrong. Horses actually feel most comfortable at temperatures between 5 and 10 degrees Celsius. That's around 40 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit. For us humans, that already feels pretty cold. That's when we're reaching for jackets and scarves. But think about where horses came from. Long before barns, before blankets, before heated stalls, horses were wild. They survived on open plains where winters were brutal, snow was deep, and shelter was scarce. Therefore, evolution shaped the horse into a masterpiece of winter efficiency. Thick coat over the muscles, deep chest protecting vital organs, powerful lungs warming cold air, and most extraordinary of all, legs built like living thermos containers where heat is recycled, not lost. This system is called countercurrent heat exchange. And once you understand how it works, you'll never look at a winter horse the same way again. Now here's where it gets really interesting. When you look at a horse's legs, they seem so thin and vulnerable, right? Especially compared to that powerful body above. But there's something incredible happening inside those legs. Below the knee and hock, horses have almost no muscle. Instead, it's mostly bone, tendon, and ligament. These structures require far less blood flow than muscle, which means far less heat is needed to keep them functional. But nature went one step further, and this is the genius part. Inside a horse's leg, the main artery and veins run side by side. Warm blood from the body core flows down the artery into the lower leg. Cold blood returning from the hoof travels up in the vein. And as they pass each other, heat transfers internally from artery to vein, like two hands sharing warmth. So by the time blood reaches the hoof, it's already cooled, meaning very little heat is lost to the environment. And by the time blood returns to the heart, it has already absorbed warmth on the way back. That's why horses can stand motionless on ice, in snow, in freezing streams, with no discomfort and no tissue damage. They don't warm the snow, they warm themselves. If you gently place your hand on a horse's cannon bone on a winter day, you'll notice something surprising. The legs feel cool on the outside, not frozen, not numb, just cool. This isn't a sign of cold stress. It's proof of heat conservation. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, how do I actually know if my horse is cold? Because here's the thing, it is individual. An older horse, a clipped horse, or a horse from a warmer climate might need extra help. So here are the signs to watch for. First sign. The horse is standing slightly hunched over, a bit tense, or moving stiffly. These are usually the first indicators that your horse is starting to get uncomfortable. Second sign, shivering. Now, shivering is actually a natural mechanism. It generates heat through muscle movement. But if you see your horse shivering, that's your clear signal that it's genuinely cold and might need support. But on the other hand, if you observe your horse and notice no change in behavior, meaning the horse is moving freely, isn't tense, shows no stiffness, then the temperature range is probably perfect for them, even if you think it looks cold. This is especially true for breeds like Icelandic horses, Norwegian fjords, or other stocky, cold climate breeds. They're literally built for this. However, horses with long limbs, like thoroughbreds, lose more body heat through their surface area. They typically don't have very dense coats either, so you really have to assess your horse individually. So before you rush out to buy a blanket, let's talk about what horses actually need to thermoregulate naturally. Number 1. Shelter. Not necessarily a closed barn, but somewhere to escape from wind, rain and snow. Even a simple 3-sided shelter works perfectly. Number 2. Unlimited roughage. This is huge. When horses eat hay, the fermentation process in their gut works like an internal furnace, generating heat from the inside out. In fact, when temperatures drop, horses need significantly more hay. This is their primary heating system. Number 3. Freedom to move. Movement generates heat. If horses can move around freely, they can regulate their temperature much more effectively. Number 4. The ability to roll. This is actually the best way to dry a sweaty horse. Rolling allows air to get between the hairs and dry them naturally. It's more effective than any blanket. And number 5. Don't overgroom. The natural oils in a horse's coat create a waterproof layer. When it rains, water runs off the outside, while the underlayers stay dry. But if you shampoo or overbrush your horse, you strip away these protective oils. And that dirt crust your horse gets from rolling, that's actually insulation. It's not pretty, but it's functional. Now, let's talk about when blankets actually are necessary. Scenario 1. Clipped horses. If you've clipped your horse for performance reasons, you've completely removed their natural thermoregulation system. In this case, you must replace that coat with appropriate blanketing. Scenario 2. Senior horses. Older horses lose the ability to maintain body fat as easily, and they burn more energy trying to stay warm. A blanket can help them conserve precious resources. Scenario 3. Horses recovering from illness or injury. If a horse is underweight or has a compromised immune system, extra support makes sense. Scenario 4. Horses without adequate shelter or movement. If your horse is stuck in a stall without the ability to move around and generate heat, blanketing might be necessary. Scenario 5. Not only horses recovering from illness, but also horses with pre-existing conditions such as osteoarthritis or stomach ulcers might need a blanket to cover sensitive body parts. But here's what you must understand about blanketing. Once you start blanketing, you override the horse's natural thermoregulation. That means you have to be consistent. You can't blanket at night and leave them naked during the day, unless there's a specific reason, like they're stalled at night but have freedom to move during the day. You also need to plan ahead. There are different blanket weights for different temperatures. You need waterproof options, breathable options, and you need to check your horse regularly to make sure they're not sweating under the blanket. Because if your horse sweats under a blanket and then gets chilled, you've actually made things worse. You've increased their risk of illness, colic, and muscle tension. So blanketing isn't just throw it on and forget it. It's a commitment. So here's what I want you to take away from this video. Horses are not humans. They have a completely different comfort zone, and they have incredible built-in systems to handle cold weather. For most healthy horses with adequate shelter, hay, and freedom to move, winter is not a problem. In fact, many horses prefer cold weather to hot, humid summers. Your job is to observe your individual horse, watch their behavior. Are they moving freely? Are they relaxed? Or are they hunched, stiff, and shivering? If they're comfortable, don't fix what isn't broken. Let their natural systems work, But if they show signs of cold stress, or if they're clipped, elderly, or ill, then yes, provide support. The next time you see a horse standing quietly in the snow, remember, inside those legs is a miracle of adaptation. Warm blood flowing down, cold blood flowing up, heat exchanging perfectly and constantly. A body made for winter, not against it. Now I want to hear from you. Do you blanket your horse? Have you noticed them thriving in cold weather? Drop a comment below and let me know. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss future videos about horse health and care. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.